Namaste, gods, goddesses, and emissaries of light, empresses and emperors. This is Dr. Shreya Tyen, aka Empress 1111. I am in such a good mood right now. I have to be in a very, very good mood in order for me to deliver this message to the divine masculines. And let me tell you, in my whole history of reading, which I've only been doing readings now, well, I've been pretty much doing it all my life, unbeknownst to myself, even when I was younger, I used to tell people stuff that was going to happen before it happened. But I'm saying professionally, as far as that's concerned, I've been doing readings now for 2 years. This is the most weightiest reading I have ever done in my life. I've never had a reading like this. But I want to let you know that what I've done is I've channeled the Divine Masculine Collective, okay? And collectively, this is the overall energy that I am feeling. Now, as I always say, take what resonates with you with stride, and what doesn't resonate with you, okay. Because remember, I'm not just talking to you. I'm talking to multiple people here, okay? And there may be a strange, awkward moment where this fits this one person. And all the 12 cards that are spread out is what this person is going through, and not one card doesn't relate or doesn't resonate. That happens too. And I hope that it does, because this is a very strong message that Spirit told me that I need to transmit and I need to let you know of. So let's go ahead and get right into this beautiful reading. And before we get into the reading, you know how I do it. Let's go ahead and call in some help. All right, let's get the elementals. I call in air, fire, water, earth, spirit, ether. I call upon my higher self. I call upon my guides. I also call upon source energy to help to lead me in this reading so it can help with the ascension process for all of us and the evolution, myself included. Let's get this on and poppin'. All right, so what's crowning the reading is the Justice card in reverse. When I'm feeling from this card right here, Divine Masculines, your universal rent is due, and it is time for you to pay the piper. Oh my God. Okay, so there have been some of you Divine Masculines that have been lying to other people and even lying to yourself right now. There is a situation, and I'm going to say this situation is with your Divine Feminine, because that's the energy that I'm picking up, where you've been very dishonest with her. You've not been telling the truth. You've been unwilling to understand, and overstand the truth of the whole situation around your union. And most likely, it's due to the desire to avoid taking responsibility in your role in all of this, and taking responsibility for your actions. You've done something to hurt her and to upset her and to kind of rock the boat in this relationship. And it's kind of like you're backpedaling away so you don't have to be responsible. You don't have to take ownership of the matter. And unfortunately, this will do you more harm than it will do you good. Okay? You're missing out on a key critical opportunity to obtain a greater understanding, and overstanding of yourself and the whole relationship. Okay? Now, taking responsibility for your past decisions and failures is key here when this card comes into play. It is time to not only just accept the failures and the consequences to your actions, But it's time for you to be able to move forward once again, once you clear this negative energy out of your life and out of your union. It has to happen. Okay? Now, I'm going to say I'm not here to judge you. This is not me judging you. This is poetic justice, baby. This is the universe coming back to judge you. Okay? Now, some of you divine masculines thought that you could catfish the universe by being secretive, sneaky, dishonest. You have basically judged your divine feminine in this situation for way too long in a negative light. And you have ruled over this relationship with like an iron fist, okay? Very strong, unyielding, and not willing to compromise on anything, and only wanting to see things your way because you've tried to dictate and control the situation and manipulate the situation to make her look like she is in a bad light in the eyes of other people around. And now things are starting to come back full circle because now the universe have shifted things around. So now people are starting to question you and look at you. Okay? You can only hide things and cover things up for so long. And the worst thing that you can do to yourself at this very moment is recant. You can't take back the disrespect because the disrespect was very loud. So now what you're going to have to do is apologize even more louder. Okay? That's what I'm getting with that energy. Okay. Now, since this is crowning the reading, I'm going to spend just a little bit more time on this because this is really quintessential on how the rest of this reading is going to go. Some of you are having fears about approaching the divine feminine and stepping forward. And this situation right now is becoming like a stalemate energy. Okay. You're worrying about not accomplishing what you want to accomplish as in regards to this union. Maybe she'll reject you the same way that you rejected her in time past. And so the universe is calling you to redirect your worries and make this more positive, turn this into positive energy. Okay, that stalemate energy and that old energy, that is shifting, and you are starting to feel that. And it's time for you to look at this from a new approach with a new outlook. And maybe you might need to look at this in an honest sense of you know, an honest sense of consistency with your actions. And then at that moment, only then you will find a solution to your problems that are within your union with your divine feminine. Okay. Now, I'm going to say that you are not at any shape or form the only person that have gotten you where you are. You've had help from the divine feminine, whether divine feminines want to take responsibility or not. That would be up to the divine feminine collectives. But we also played a role into getting this energy right here where our kings and our divine masculines are. We played our parts. It takes two to tango. Okay. And it also takes two people to make a relationship work. And even though you may feel as though your partner might have treated you unfairly, maybe your divine feminine might have left you, maybe your divine feminine might have caused other problems in a relationship. Since this is a general reading, I am not going to go that deep. If you want an extended reading, we can go there by all means. But it's rarely the sole fault of the other person. We are always 100% responsible for anything that shows up in our lives. So take a step back to reassess your own role in creating your current difficulties that's in this union. And it will be necessary for you to work through this, okay, in the relationship. Some of you have tried to just sweep it up under the rug, like as if that was going to go make it go away. If anything, it made it worse. And you are now feeling the gravity of that. Okay. You're feeling the gravity of everything coming back full circle for you. And it's really heavy on your heart. It's really heavy on your mind. It's really heavy on the relationship. And so the gravity and the weight that you're feeling of the relationship is because of things that have went I would say into the wind. Okay? Divine masculines, listen to me. Okay? Are you listening? The worst thing, and I really, has been a metaphysical teacher, I really appall that word, but this is the way that I channeled it. This is the way it's coming through. And this is the way that it was brought through the spirit realm. The worst thing that you can do to yourself is worry about the opinions of other people. Your mind is so fixed on what people may think of you or what they might say about you if you make that decision to come back into your union, because you have smeared your divine feminine's name in the dirt, drug her through the mud, and you have dirtied her name. And now you got to come back full circle and clean that right on up. That mess that you made, you have to clean up. And some of these people, I'm here to tell you, they don't even know what's good for themselves. So why are you worried about what they're thinking and what they have to say? Okay? I don't know why you would care about what people think that's best for you when these people don't even know what's best for themselves. Okay? So if you're limping on, two opinions, I'm here to tell you that you're going to keep on having these things show up in your life, pop up in your life until you come into your own in this situation. Okay? You cannot be coddled like a baby in this. This is your life. One wrong move can set you back for a very long time, or if not your whole entire life. I don't want you to be the one that talk about, if I would have done this, then I could have done that. The would have, should have, could have, those are gone. You are a conscious creator. You are consciously in every minute and every moment creating and shaping your reality, bringing things that are not called into existence as if they already are. We're not going to say were, because we are manifestors, not as they were, as if they already are. Okay? So I am asking you at this very moment, divine masculines, please look at your divine feminines as who they are in the sight of God. Not the way that you thought she was, not the illusion that this matrix and this system painted her to be. Some of you are having health issues, and I'm seeing that a lot of the health issues is around your job. It's like as if you're overworking yourself, stressing yourselves, and you're actually not being balanced. You're trying to chase after this pipe dream. It's like you're trying to accumulate this money. You're trying to impress these women that are around you, these karmic women that are around you, that you got this and you got that. But really, a lot of what you have is from the foundation of your union with your divine feminine. Cars, houses, even your careers. It's all because of the foundation that you built in your union with your divine feminine. And these other women are looking at you like you are basically high up on your horse and that you station yourself upon there when really you did not. You've had a lot of help from your divine feminine to get to where you are. And so because of that, you're trying to maintain the dream. You're trying to keep up this image. And by trying to maintain and keep up this image, it has been extremely toxic on your very health. When you try to sacrifice too much, you are much less likely to stick to it. And this is what's happening. So I'm asking you to start focusing on your health and be more moderate in what you're doing as far as your jobs are concerned, because really some of you are experiencing even difficulties there. You got people that are falsely accusing you of doing stuff that you're not even doing at your job. This is serious. Like, they're making false accusations against you. Okay. And then, a lot of you are just overindulging, trying to keep your mind off of this union. Okay. Make sure that you strike a healthy balance between your personal and your work life. And as far as these people that are accusing you at your job for doing things that you're not even doing, I'm just saying, karma does not always have to come in the way that you dished it out. For some of you, I'm picking up that you're wondering why this is happening to you and why, these things are occurring. It's because the previous cards that you dealt out in your hand, Divine Masculine, I cannot stress enough. Be careful out there. You can't just be willing and dealing when it comes to relationships and the matters of the heart. Never should anyone gamble when it comes to love. You took a gamble on leaving behind this union to go in uncharted territory, which is where you are now. Now, some of you, I see you're not even in a romantic partnership. Some of you are in karmic relationships. Some of you are not. This is the energy that I'm getting. Now, you may feel as though you're ready to be in a romantic partnership for some of you divine masculines that are single. But the Justice in Reverse card, you know what it's saying to you? It's saying, no, no, no. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not ready. You're upside down. And that card is real. You are upside down in your affairs. You're upside down in your commitments. You're not even committing to yourself. How can you commit to someone else? You don't need any long-term serious relationship for the divine masculine that I'm speaking to at this moment that's single. You don't. Why you believe that you're ready to settle down and commit and I'm ready to find the love of my life and forget the divine feminine, forget her, she's crazy, she got too much drama, blah, blah, blah. Instead of going from relationship after relationship and recycling the same problems into your new relationship from your old relationship, exchanging bodies but the same person, it's the same energy. Stop. And instead of looking for a soulmate, make your own soul. Okay? Being a good partner starts by being a strong individual and a whole individual. A person that doesn't need somebody in order to feel like somebody. When are you going to love you? Stop looking for love outside of you and start being love. That's your challenge, divine masculine. Love is not about the giving and the receiving, but the being of it. Be in the high vibrational frequency of love. And this is what has separated you from your divine feminine, because she is in the being of love and you were jealous of that. Okay? You felt like you was going to outdo her in everything. Instead of her being your partner in crime, you made her, your enemy. All right. Let's go ahead and get into the let's get into some more details here about your life. I'm just saying at this moment, you need to reevaluate what's going on in your life, because the energy right now is just getting really crazy. Some of you are like lost puppy dogs looking for love. Have it ever occurred to you to find yourself first, divine masculine? Have you taken the time to really get a chance to know who you are to the core of your being? If you can't take care of your own emotions and your own feelings and your emotional instabilities, how are you going to be mature and responsible to take care of that in another human being, for that matter? You can't. All right. Moving on to the next card, we have the King of Cups in an upright position. What I'm getting from this card is that you're coming out of this energy where you used to be manipulative. You use psychology to get your way into your relationships, but now you're going through a rebirth. Okay, you're going through a rebirth, and I see that it's being an emotional rebirth, intellectually, spiritually. This card represents balance here. Okay, but remember, this is what is crowning it, and so I can't just go off of this card, so I have to together. Okay, because usually if this was the one that was crowning the reading, it would be a whole different energy that's leading the reading, but it's side by side, so it means that you came out of this and now this is where you're, this is like a transformation is what I'm hearing from spirit. Okay, and you're wanting to approach your divine feminine with calmer waters, which you know she ding dang gone very damn well deserve it. After all that you and her have been through, you have really truly baptized your divine feminine with freaking fire. Okay? And so now I'm feeling that you used to like drama. Okay? That was your fuel. That's how you stimulated your intellect. You use drama also, I'm seeing for some of you divine masculines, to gauge a level or a depth of the love that the divine feminine had for you. This is what you use as your proof of how much she loves you, how much I can put her through, how much hell I can put her through, and she still stays. I want to know if she really loves me. Let me test this out. Careful. Because you may end up pushing a person too far. It looks like some of the divine feminines, they couldn't take it anymore, and so they closed their hearts off to you. Okay? And so now, as a king, you are maturing. You're not that immature little boy that you used to be in your relationships, and you use drama to attract your partners, or you played the victim and you played out this sad old sob story about what your ex did to you, and woe is me, I can't believe she did this to me, to reel your karmic partners in, and you didn't even realize that they had a trick up their sleeves. Okay, so now you're actually being introduced from the universe through this initiation process, the new energy with the divine feminine, okay? Which you were speechless. You were speechless because you already knew in the back of your mind that she was the love of your life. You already knew that she was sent from heaven. You already knew. You knew that. You would get so many signs. The universe, through music, through even when you were on social media, you would see a meme that coined your relationship with her down to the very T, that there was no way on God's green, brown, white, and blue earth that you can deny this relationship. It was almost like you were spellbound and at a loss of words because you never had a type of woman like her. Because she is the epitome of everything that you could have ever asked for in a woman. But back then, you could not see that. But the universe is giving you plenty of memos, and it looks like you're getting the message now because you are standing in your power, your true authentic power as your true authentic self here on your throne, here with a cup in your hand. You are ready to give to your divine counterpart. Okay. And if you look at the card, the king is holding his hands together like he's in deep contemplation and making sure that his next move is his best move. Okay. Now, we also got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, which indicates that there's some type of financial instability that you're experiencing right now, Divine Masculine. It's like as if you're thinking about leaving a job at this moment. And this card is showing up to tell you that it is a good time to look for another job and to be more stable and to find something that's going to bring you closer to your divine feminine. A lot of divine masculines now are in a situation to where they left their divine feminine to go Look for the greener pastures that are on the other side. And some of you have found exactly what you were looking for and more. But you fail to realize that it was short lived because this is not where you were supposed to be universally, energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. And I see this coming. I see this coming into play. I see that you're looking now, okay? You're looking at YouTube videos about twin flames now. You're looking on YouTube videos so you can find a interdimensional meaning of why this shit is going down right now in your life because you yourself can't even explain it. Your divine feminine tried to explain it to you, but you created so much of a negative vortex of energy around the union that she could not approach you, okay? You looked at the divine feminine as competition back then because it's like you were wanting to use one-upmanships to make sure that you were making the most money in this union. You wanted to be the one that had the dough, bringing in the dough. Okay, so when you left and you departed and you went away from her, you traveled away from her, you made sure that you were making more money. You made sure that you were living better. And you was also basically so enthralled in this trying to outdo itness, okay, that you outdid and outdone the whole relationship, which pushed you and your divine feminine further away from each other without even realizing it. Without even realizing that, first and foremost, you're not in competition with the one you love, okay? And in all actuality, when you were trying to outdo your feminine, you were really outdoing yourself. And now you're starting to see this, okay? You're starting to see that it was something that it was too cumbersome for you. And so right now collectively, I'm getting that the divine masculines, they're thinking about love, but they're also thinking about their finances. And this is the reason why you have the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, you're thinking about your careers, you're thinking about your education, and you're putting this foremost, but the universe is saying you're not being balanced. This is why this is in reverse. See, if you were a true king, which would have been in this position on your throne, then I tell you what, this card would have been next and this card would have been third. And that would have been that you would have been a king, centering your true authentic power. You have the money, you have the power, and you also have good karma. But this right here is saying that you are balancing out and working through and burning off negative karma. That's where you are right now in your energetic field collectively. Okay, and now I see that there's an energy that's now shifting, a new energy that is shifting here in the reading, and that always happens to me when I get these deep readings. Oh my goodness, it's like the universe is like shaking things up. The Emperor is what I see here. You have the Emperor card, and it's standing in his true authentic power. He has learned the errors of his ways. This represents a father figure or a husband for some of you. Some of you are married to your divine feminines, and you're in separation currently at this time. I'm picking up that it looks like you now have your mind over your heart, okay? You're not letting your inner child run away like a scared little boy when it comes to your feelings and your emotions. And in times past, that's what you were doing. You were very indecisive in approaching your divine feminine. And some of you are going to now approach her, and it's like it's going to be all hands on deck. You are going to make sure that this divine feminine has not a need or a care in the world. And before she can even ask or want something, telepathically, you already picked up the message because you're divinely connected and you're divinely guided, and you got it before she can even tell you. You have really been working on your intuition here lately, and you've really been going within and the inside because the universe I'm seeing has pushed you to that point. Okay, you've been thinking more about her a lot. And it seems like for quite some time for some of you. This is definitely not new energy. This is years of you loving your baby. You love her so much. It's just a love that is so overwhelming that it's hard for one person to contain it. And that's the reason why, with this divine marriage that Source Energy has with the divine collectives, divine twin flames, the divine feminine, the divine masculines, okay? This is what we're all being groomed for the marriage. You love her. I don't know why you felt like you had to act out in the manner that you did. Maybe that was your divine contract with your divine feminine, but you truly love her to the very core of your being and who you are, with your kidneys, with your lungs, with your heart, with your gallbladder, with your intestines, with your thyroid, with your thymus, with everything that is within you. You love that woman inside and out. The Nine of Cups. You have the Nine of Cups in reverse. This is the wish fulfillment card. The divine masculine is saying to the divine feminine, whatever you want, whatever you need, my heart belongs to you. Just say the word and I'm on it. You are not going to waste any time making this woman happy. And for some of you that have been in union and are now in separation, this card indicates that your relationship is about to have a sweet turnaround, and it's going. You thought that you was in love before, baby, please. You have no idea how sweet and how deep it's about to get. If you thought that you ever knew anything about love, you are going to have a whole definition and meaning for love after you get into this reunion with your boo, with your boo thing. It's going to be beautiful, you guys. You have no idea what's in store for you. I feel really good energy around this, okay? There's about to be passion, love, fire, and desire. I can hear the divine masculine saying to his divine feminine, baby, I'm here. Open up your heart. It's okay. It's safe to love now, divine feminines. He is coming back and he's going to be the real deal because Source is not going to have it any other way. Trust me. You done already been through hell and back. You done already been through the ringer. Okay? You done got washed through the washing machine. It's time for you to go through your dryer cycle. And your divine masculine is going to dry you off because he is the one that got you wet. Woo, I love this reading. This reading is bomb. I love it. All right, moving on to the Empress. Divine masculines, with this Empress card, with this Empress card being here, I'm starting to see that a lot of you are balancing your feminine energies, the yin and the yang. And in time past, you weren't looking to understand, and overstand what your divine feminine was feeling until one day she started doing her. It used to be her doing you. Now she's doing her. She's doing what she does best. No more texts are coming in, no more phone calls, no more contact on social media, etc. And I'm seeing that you're not having any contact with her, and a lot of it was your own doing. And it's now like hitting you like an epiphany, like you are starting to realize how much you really do love her. And how there is no comparison to your divine love to these other counterpieces. Don't even come close to her. They can't even light a candle or a match to her, let alone be her, not even a fragment of her. And in times past, you were closed off and you reserved your feelings. You even gave her unrequited love. You didn't return the love back. You just took, and you just let her give, give, give. And now you're starting to really think hard about that. You're starting to be like, man, there is no other woman out there like that. There's no other woman out there for me. And now you're starting to really see how deep and passionate you were. in this love affair, and how you guys were doing a sacred dance all along with the divine. But because of culture upbringing and just like the patriarchal energy that is dying out, is dead, it's gone. It's gone. You were still in these old energies and this thinking of the old way by dominating her, telling her what to do, telling her what she couldn't do, telling her that if she did this, then you critiqued every single thing that she did. But now you're seeing the light. You're starting to see her, because this energy is shifting and the universe is basically guiding you and shifting you into a higher collective consciousness. And so you're tapping into other divine masculines that are already in their higher selves. And now you're starting to connect to your higher self, that old way of thinking, that only distant you further away from your beloved. You are starting to realize that no pain, no gain, that you are going to fight for this union. At first, you did not fight. But with this energy, with this Empress here, you are like game on. You didn't think that you was going to suffer as much as you did when your divine feminine walked out of your life. You thought that, okay, I'm going to always have her. I can do what I want to do. I want my cake. I'm going to eat it too, because that's what the damn cake is for. Not realizing that your divine feminine, not only was she going to give you the cake, she was going to give you the ice cream. She was going to give you the cherry on top and the whipped cream too. She was going to give you more than what you wanted. So you actually played yourself in that thinking. But rest assured, right now, you feel like you have to gain something through suffering. Again, this is the old energies of the matrix, which no longer serves us. Christ consciousness is lifting us up in a higher conscious and multidimensional thinking, 5D and above. Your angels, they're guiding you in the universe. They're guiding you to show you something different. You see, you thought that you could chew her up and spit her out and run her over with a bulldozer, and you still had her, and you had her right where you wanted her, out of the palm of your hands. She would eat. But contrary to what you believe or what you thought, the divine feminine now is standing in her power and showing you that she's not a doormat. So for some of you divine masculines, as you are starting to see your woman's worth, you're starting to feel what she once felt. And for some of you, what she still is feeling. You're starting to look at her as the very fine china that she is. The queen sitting on her throne in all of her glory. The Mrs. Whatever your last name is. Okay? Shit just got real for you in your life. I'm telling you. I cannot make this up if I wanted to. Okay? With that justice card being right here, let me come back to this. Spirit is asking me to come back to this. I'm being called to come back to this. Oh my God. And it's on top of the Eight of Swords, and the Eight of Swords is in reverse. Come on. Someone took advantage of you, divine masculine. And I'm not talking about the divine feminine. I'm talking about, I'm getting karmic energy, or it can be maybe a family member, but it's somebody close to you, and it's somebody that you least expected. It's like they did a bang up job on your heart. But whatever the case may be, whether you expect it or not, if you did not give up so much to be where you are right now, this would not have happened. It needed to happen, because this is the universe way of causing you to act and make you think, where in the hell am I? Because you ran there thinking that life was about to become your oyster, that you were going to have everything you needed at your disposal. And some of you chased after plastic. It was fake. God is not the author of confusion. And ever since you've been in this place where you are, there's been nothing besides confusion, conflict, drama, and more drama. And as you can see on the card, the woman, if you look at that card, she's tied up. And there's ropes around her. But notice that there's nothing that's binding her feet. So this is a strong indication, if this card is pulled, that the situation that you're in is a self-imposed one. You brought this on yourself. That's why the Justice card is here. The universe is judging you. This was something that you could have avoided if you wanted to, if you would have listened to the nudges that the universe gave you along the way, but you ignored every one of them. You ignored every red flag that the universe gave you in the karmic situation too. That woman, it was clear as day that she was emotionally unstable, but you went after her anyway because you lusted for her. Or them, because I'm getting for some divine masculines, it was more than one woman. Wow. No one did this to you but yourself, is what I'm feeling. I mean, you made your bed. Now the universe is telling you to lie in it. Divine masculines, don't victimize yourself and start playing the victim in this situation, because it would only make it worse for you. Okay? That's the last thing that you want to do. Which is the reason why you're having this tired moment. Okay? You got the tired moment. Man, I couldn't make this shit up if I wanted to. I'm serious, divine masculines. You are being awakened and shaken and quickened by the universe. And you're learning how to manipulate and use your energies for the highest good. For some of you in times past, you were doing shadow, you were basically doing it from your shadow side. Okay? And you were working against this union. You were using it against the divine feminine. Some of you were even using black magic against the divine feminine. This is magic on the side of the tires coming tumbling down. And the king has gotten knocked off his throne. Man, I can't make this up. This is the Illuminati Tarot deck. This deck is the deck of all decks. When I have clients, I usually use this in every single reading because I get good reads off of this deck. For some of you readers out there, this is definitely a good deck to read with. Because it whatever is hidden, baby, the universe pulls it out with this deck. Wow. This is amazing. So now you're starting to realize in a more fashionable way how to channel your energies for the good, okay? Instead of using it towards the divine feminine, because I'm telling you, Source was not having that, okay? The divine feminine, just like you, belongs to Source energy. Not even for a second will the divine mother, Father God, will allow you to do anything that's going to harm what belongs to the universe. So she was protected, and he never took his eyes off of her. Those eyes was on her like a strong gaze. And this is the reason why the divine feminine is more spiritually ahead and spearheading this union. Okay? She's learned her mistakes too. I'm hearing from Source that she's done black magic to manifest this union, and it has not worked. You can't use black magic on each other. It's like using black magic on yourself. Of course it's not going to work. Because remember, you are two bodies, but one soul. And I'm getting the sense that a lot of you divine masculines are worrying a lot. Don't worry about anything anymore. I mean, that's using your energy in the wrong way. Worrying to God is faith in reverse. And would you believe me if I told you that the worst is actually behind you? You're coming out of this terror moment. I mean, I still sense that there's going to be, how can I say it? The smoke is not totally clear. I won't get your hopes up high that way. That's not the energy that I'm feeling. You're going to be in this for the next couple of months, I'm seeing. But you're coming out of it, okay? I mean, this was a true mind fuck. I'm not even going to lie. I can't. And it's not just for you, divine masculines. It's for the divine feminine, too. And the divine feminine have made it a lot easier for you, because they have been doing the work for you and it's been helping to raise your consciousness. But collectively speaking, it's because they have not resisted what the divine has been showing them, like the divine masculines. And the reason why some of you divine masculines resisted the union is because it was so strong and you had not one inkling of what the hell was going on or what was taking place. You never had a love like this before. And it scared the hell out of some of you. You see, divine order comes in the form of chaos, or so it looks that way. And instead of, thinking, oh, well, maybe I should thank her for showing me some of these things that need to be healed inside of me. Of course you didn't think that way. You weren't even spiritually mature enough to think that way. Instead, she was triggering you and she was pushing you and she was supposed to. But instead of thanking her for that, you despised her. You started to think that she was worse than any woman that you ever came into union with. But she was supposed to be that way. She wasn't supposed to make this shit easy for you. Okay? She is DNA coded, activated in a high vibrational being, standing in her true authentic power. The empress that she is, your divine feminine, and she is truly the love of your life. She was supposed to wake you up and arousing you that some of your contracts, you were sleeping. She had to wake up the sleeping giant. And when that giant got awakened from his sleep, it was not a pretty sight to see. And some of you had even emotionally and physically abused your divine feminines. I know you didn't mean to, okay? And like I said, that's all behind you. But some of you have used abuse in many forms. More ways than one is what I'm hearing from source. Okay? I'm so glad that this energy is clearing out. I see judgment. Judgment day is here, divine masculines, for your union. Source is really looking at this union and directing it into the right way. And the divine masculine is now starting to make the right moves in regards to this union, because the divine masculine is starting to see that he fell short. And it takes two to tangle, okay? So now with the universal judgment that's coming in with this energy, it's moving you, it's actually forcing you into this union. This is the reason why you got the Tower card right here, and you're having your Tower moment right now. Some of you have been holding on to old belief system customs and just things that really truly do not serve you anymore. Okay, you've been trying to hold on with a tight grip, clinging on to these foundations, and this is what God had to break up. That's why you're not in union with your boo thing. That's why you're not in union with your baby. Because your family, traditions, that shit crashing down. It ain't serving you nothing, nowhere. And where you are in your existence and your being, it's not serving you. So God had to shut it down. That's old energy. And this is what is happening to you right now. So you can come into union with your divine feminine. And the universe is calling you forward to change. and to become a renewed and a restored man and steady in all of your ways instead of being indecisive like you were in time past. It's time for transformation so you can step into this new version of yourself, your true authentic self, your emperor power sitting on your throne, standing in your power so you can step into this new version of yourself. It is the very thing that you've been running away from all this time. You thought that you was running away from your divine feminine, but masculines, divine masculines. You were really running away from yourself. The divine feminine was trying to get you to see that the whole time, but you ignored it because it came from her. Had it if come to some other means, you would have listened if it came to you from any other source, but her. Now it's like the universe is forcing you at this very moment to evolve. You were so busy from being convicted by your divine feminine, trying to force you into this union, and now the universe is forcing you into this union. How about that? If you won't do it by what? It's going to have to be done by what? Thank you. Force. Wow. This is heavy right here. This Four of Swords energy, everybody around you, you looking at what everybody else got in their relationships, what everybody got career wise. It looks like everybody else got it going on but you, and that's the furthest thing from the truth. That's the energy that I'm picking up with the Four of Swords. That is the slightest truth ever. You couldn't even see the forest for the trees because you thought that the grass was greener on the other side, which is where you are now. And now you're realizing that your divine feminine was the cream of the crop, the la creme of the la creme. Now you're starting to see that other people that are in union are starting to invite you places, like you're going to marriages, engagement parties, and baby showers alike, and you're starting to receive these messages from the universe about your union. They're coming in telepathically to you, and you're getting these subliminal messages that you are now thinking more about your divine feminine. And that's on purpose. You're starting to see that your grass was the one that was greener on the other side. It was greener than what you thought. And within this separation, you're starting to realize how good your relationship really was with your divine feminine and how you play the whole role and part in the drama that played out in it. And if you ever thought that there was any instabilities mentally or emotionally with your divine feminine, you have seen a whole nother side with these other crazy karmic women that are out there that are far more worse than what your divine feminine could ever be. They make all of them put together, make your divine feminine look like the most balanced emotionally woman that is stable and secure within herself in the whole wide world. Tell me I'm lying. You can't, because I'm telling the whole truth and nothing but the truth. All right, moving on. We got the prince here. We got the Prince of Cups. Ooh, okay. Certainly not what I just said. Okay. Wow. You sure know how to charm a woman. You went through all these different cycles of energy just to finally come in like the Knight of Shining armor that you know that you could have been from the very beginning. And for some of you, you were at the very beginning until that honeymoon stage went away or that cupcake stage went away. And then you fled, you ran. But you, at this very moment, are now moving away from traditions. You're coming into your own. This card represents homecoming, coming home, portraying and returning to one's true heart. And we know that home is where the heart is. And this is after a long journey. So some of you have been away for a while. Okay? Just like the prodigal son. You're making a return home after a long estrangement from all that he held dear to his heart. Okay? You had that taste for adventure, excitement. I'm feeling Piscean energy. I'm feeling Scorpio energy. I'm even feeling Libra energy with this card. Okay? And anytime that there's water, there's always the water signs, Cancer. Um, but it's like you were romanticizing an illusion. Okay? And now you're moving away from this energy. There's no more romanticizing the past. There's no more wanting to have this battle or travel into strange lands, okay, for this Prince of Cups, which is also known as a knight. I like to say knight. So I'm going to say knight because that's what flows. He's basically at this point where he's refusing all love cups from the karmics. Homeboy is starting to see shit for what it really is. He is no longer ignoring those thoughts or red flags. I said thoughts, THOTS. Okay? We can call the karmics thoughts or, whatever the case may be, or we can just call them karmics if we want to stand in our high dimensional selves and our higher selves, because we realize that the karmics play a role in all of this. And we can thank them as divine feminines because they are just basically mirrors back to us of our own insecurities and our own mishaps and what the hell needs to be healed up in ourselves. And once we heal ourselves, there won't be no such thing as a karmic. Trust me, believe me, she will fall to the wayside because she is only energetically on our spirit of existence because of our own thought process. And our divine masculines, they did their job by playing it out for us. Now, you may not believe me. You don't have to. This is from Source Energy. This is the truth. Whew. Man, this is a heavy reading. So basically, these karmic partners are no longer in any way able to pull a rule over the divine masculine's eyes. As a matter of fact, he's looking with his eye that is in the middle of his forehead, between his brows, his brow chakra, his third eye. He is tapping into his intuition more as he bridged the heart and the mind together. Now he wants to go as far as he can in this union. He is recognizing and he is welcoming this union, and he will fight every turn of the way. He has the attitude of the one who has become older and wiser, the prodigal son. In his previous relationships, he could not be fully understood, or overstood, and it was designed that way on purpose. You see, had he had all that he had dreamed of and more, it would not have been a need for him to return home. He now knows that those love cups that were being offered was very superficial and poisonous. Just like the prodigal son, the divine masculine had to live outside of the union to appreciate the union for what it really was inside. It wasn't until he seen that his life was worse than what it was when he was with his divine feminine that he finally realized that all that he was seeking and searching for, he had already had it all along. So that's the end of this reading. I love this reading. It's a good reading. Just know the song that comes to my mind is by Drake. Just hold on. We're going home. Your king, your knight in shining armor is coming back to you, divine feminines. Let me tell you that this man is a renewed man. This is a rebirth for him. This is rebirth energy that I'm feeling. He has done everything that he needed to do to align himself back into this union. It has not been easy for our divine masculines. It has been a very, very arduous job for them to align themselves, but they are doing it because they are keeping their eyes on the prize. They know who you are now, and they're coming out of the stalemate energy. All right. So thank you for listening. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I now wrap you in my love, and I cloak you with the light of Christ consciousness. So it is, everyone. Namaste.